Hello, people, and crypto has dropped. We're going to talk about why. There's two reasons, one main one and one that actually isn't the main one, but could actually affect it more in the future. Of course, the main one is the Israeli, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, Middle Eastern situation. Now, I do think this is a strict reactionary move. And Iran did launch a really big strike against Israel. Now, it was largely ineffective because no one died because of the strike. The Iron Dome and the U.S. destroyers did successfully intercept most of the missiles. There were a couple that hit stuff. We don't really know what it is, but no one actually died because of it. There could have been like some blowups or something, but we haven't really gotten the reports back. Iran claimed victory, but I don't think they actually hit too much of substance, much like their last strike back in April. Now, but Israel could use this as an excuse to strike more targets, and that's what we're afraid of, the escalation. Now, will this turn into World War III? No, because there's no major world power backing Iran. You have the US backing Israel, and I don't think China or Russia or North Korea is really going to back Iran, at least directly, and even remotely. I don't think like they're really going to give Iran too much backing. China is facing its own massive economic problems. Russia is having its own war, and North Korea is not really relevant to actually affect anything at all. So I think this is going to be a regional war, but there are some troops ready to go in and defend Israel if there is an incursion, which I don't think there's going to be an incursion. And Netanyahu seems to want to take this chance to move further into Hezbollah in Lebanon, and I don't think he's giving up on Gaza either. So he thinks he's King David, and he wants to conquer the historical lands of Israel. That's not going to bode well for us. He probably also has his eye on the U.S. election, because this is his October surprise, most likely. He wants Trump in office because he sees Trump as more supportive of Israel than Biden-Harris. Although, if you're a pro-Palestinian person, don't get too happy about this and hope that like Harris wins, because it doesn't really matter. Both candidates are supportive of Israel. It's just that Trump is more supportive of Israel than Biden-Harris. But they're both going to support Israel, just one that might support them more than the other one. So you don't really have a very good option if you're a pro-Palestinian person. It's just that like one might be slightly worse, but they're both kind of bad for you. That's just how it works. Which way you vote if you're pro-Palestinian, completely your choice. Basically, you don't have a good option, you have a bad option and an even worse option. Or you can just vote for a third party and protest, but then you're probably going to get the even worse option. And the second reason is the dock workers strike on the East Coast. Now, this one is going to be hard to resolve because they're kind of striking against automation. They don't want automation to replace their jobs. That's going to be very, very hard to strike against. I hope they win, but looking at the record of people striking against automation, doesn't look too good. I think they can hold it off for a couple of years, I think. But eventually, I do think like automation is going to replace a lot of those positions. I think they, in addition to like, better wages and like stuff like that they always strike for, I definitely think they should push for a better transition program and a good severance package when the time comes to help them transition into other jobs. Because I think eventually in this case, it's going to happen. I don't think labor's ever been that successful in trying to fight off technological advancements. And this isn't really one of those AI things. It's just like, robotic work. You have like one person plus a bunch of machines basically taking over the positions of maybe 50, 60 people. And then those other 40, 50 people are kind of like out of a job. So we've got to have that. I think UBI eventually will come, but the US is not ready for that step yet because, people are afraid of socialism. And that's just like a buzzword that scares everyone in the US. And UBI obviously points to more socialism. So that's the two. Those are the two factors that are contributing. The Israel Middle East one is definitely like the more in your face one right now because that is hampering with oil prices and bringing the market down. But the dock workers strike, if it actually lasts more than a couple of weeks, definitely could affect it more in the long term. Hopefully, those two things actually get resolved. I do think like Netanyahu is very calculated that he actually does this in October right before our election because he wants the party that he thinks will support him more to be president. The dock workers strike, I think they're just kind of pissed off that like they might get automated out, and I can completely understand them that they would actually be pissed. So hopefully it resolves. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and we'll talk about this in my next stream, or if you're interested, we'll do more videos about it. So have a nice day, everyone, and watch my next video.